Welcome to Get Technical, brought to you by Benzinga. I'm Neil Hamilton. Mr. Red Dot on his forehead. Dude, Spencer Israel. What a jerk. All right. Not a jerk. He's a sweet man. Okay, so this is the kind of sass that goes on behind the scenes here at on Benzinga. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. I'm gonna try to blow it up. I'm not sure if I can zoom in on this. Damn it, I can't zoom in on it. Okay, so I Slack. Are we not doing a show today? Because I went online and I couldn't find the show, because normally it says like Get Tactical and I click it and we go live. I couldn't find, but then someone gave it a title today, and I'm assuming that's because producer AB is out and Spencer's in, so Spencer's on the ball and he did it. I said, never mind, it actually had a title, so I couldn't find it. Should I go live, Spencer Israel? Spencer, sorry, Neil. Yes, obviously. You know, there's never like a neutral transaction of information. in the oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, are you guys still on Bloviation Nation right now? You are, but everyone's just like, all right, let's check in with Bloviation Nation. Okay, there's my stupid face. Oh, is Spy back? Question mark.
Week around 660, I think 670.
Oh, there's Aaron. He's there on Bloviation Nation. What a trader!
Yeah, but Neil, you got me, man. So
I know. This is great. I missed you. You're the originator. You're the OG.
I just told Aaron off in Slack, so it's me and you now.
This is how you know that some bloviating's happening. Look at Jason's finger on his face.
Just sit on your hand. Like my best of the lease is over.
Can I full screen this? See how his finger is on his face like that?
Like Dr. Evil-esque?
Yeah, like okay, yeah, kind of. That's like I'm gonna talk for a while. I think I'm really gonna talk for a while. But he took it down now, so that means he might be almost done. Oh, and surprise! What stock are they talking about? Some things never change, and I think there's I find that comforting. You know, what are some things that never change? Like sun always comes up tomorrow. It always sets. The sun rises in the east, it sets in the west all the time. Jason always talks about Tesla whenever he gets a chance.
Wait,
the aviation indicator is
only in the western hemisphere. In the eastern hemisphere, does it rise in the west and set in the east? Do we know?
I don't know. This is a show about stocks.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's different. That's if you guys have played GeoGuessr, a great game to play on a day when the market's looking so sloppy toppy. You learn stuff like that. My brother's ridiculously good at that. Okay, so let's look at SPY. Let's see. So the question was, so let's see what kind of clickbait we're up against. All right, is SPY back? Power Hour, Stock Market Live, alarm sign. Do we have to have Stock Market Live at the end of everything with an alarm sign to get people's attention?
That was a branding thing we decided to do a while ago, mostly for search, to be transparent.
People type in the emoji when they're looking for the most up to date stuff.
But you know what we found yesterday, and we can do this for your show if you want. We figured out that the term Bitcoin Live gets like 6 times the search volume as Stock Market Live.
Switch it right now. Switch it. Switch it right now. I'll talk about Bitcoin this whole time. I'll talk about Bitcoin for the next 2 months. Give me all the stuff.
I'll switch it right now.
I want to start getting the good stuff.
We only figured that out yesterday, so I'll switch it for you right now.
Yeah, guys. All right, guys. What's up, YouTube? My name is Neil Hamilton, and I do technical analysis at Benzinga. With me, as always, is my faithful sidekick, Spencer Israel. And today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. What's up with that? Guys, so stick around if you want to see if Bitcoin's going to go up or down. Like and subscribe. All right, so really quick, let's look at SPY, and then we'll look at Bitcoin just so all the frogs that find us later don't get mad. All right, so we're on daily on the SPY. I mean, you never want to see a rounding corrective phase, so that's pretty simple. Volume really came in today, but could be what is known as a bull trap. All right. Yo, what's up, T? Make sure you like and subscribe. Yeah, hey, I'm the Crypto King, Neil Hamilton. Yeah, looking at SPY, just getting rounding formation. I think we did this like a couple days ago. Where we topped out here is serving for support here. I brought my volume profile over to the left. Let me know if you guys are cool with that. I hope that's okay. And then we've got the next shelf of volume is right where the, if you guys can see that, hopefully you guys can see that. Let me try to zoom in a bit more. Yeah, it's a lot easier to see now. The next shelf of volume, you can see here in the gray, is right in the zone where the lower wick on yesterday's session. These are the day candles. Kind of got trapped and then pushed back up. So this is good. This is good. This is what it is. When you get your volume shelf here on the volume profile underneath where the current stock price is, that's going to be your support. And when it's above it, that's your resistance. And you can see that we busted through today. Some folks really came in and said, that's the price I'm willing to buy it at. That's the dip. I perceive that as the dip that I'm willing to buy it at. And we're busting above these primary shelves and getting right up to resistance on the close from 2 days ago. So we shall see if we pass through that line at 431. Still overall, if I delete everything and let's just go to look at it like a line, you're getting that rounding formation. Looks familiar, right? A little rounding formation. Rounding corrective phases are usually time for a reversal. Doesn't mean end of the world, sell your car. Now look at this. We got this nice bounce, and then we broke back above that previous high. Really nice V-shaped reversal there. Could be what's happening here, certainly. I think the popular story right now is the tops are in and COVID variant is freaking everybody out of the market. And that could certainly be the case. Shay, you ask every time, Shay. Every time. It's just the regular one. So look. Volume profile in TradingView, you have to have a paid version of TradingView to use the one that I'm doing. So I have the paid one. I use Benzinga bucks for it. And it's down here. It's volume profile. It's just the regular one. Visible range, and then to make it look the way that I have it, I don't like the blue and yellow on volume profile. I don't want to see the distinction between buying and selling volume. So I just make it all gray, everything gray. I don't have the point of control on here. The point of control is going to be the shelf that sticks out the most. So like the so-called point of control. I don't have that on here. And then other than that is just changing my settings to get everything. Like row size I have set to 300 so I can see a lot of variation in here. That allows me to see more shelves ultimately. But it's just the basic one that comes with paid. There are some free ones. On the free one, there's community volume profile indicators. Like if I type it, oops, hold on, sorry. Did my thingy stop? Yeah.
I was just going to say, we don't have music today.
Yeah, I know. Something felt weird. And then, okay, so let's go to indicators, volume profile. And you have ones that people just built on their own. Like this one, okay, so you can tell how many people are using it. 8,000 people are using this one, so that's probably good somehow. Let's turn this one on, see what it looks like. Might need to have candles, I'm not sure.
All right, if you're going to call Neil cute, you got to get his name right? Come at my man. You get his name.
Wait, Neil
right.
Q, like Tesla Q?
No, cute.
Oh, Neil Q. Yeah, Neil's cute. Is my mom on again?
No, I don't know. Is your mom Shelly?
No. Hey, Shelly. Dude, it was the perfect moment. Okay, so like my mom randomly is tuning in to the show. She like supposed to be at work. And I just see my mom's full name as like, you know, she's a boomer. Her full name is her like Gmail handle, so that's what shows up. And she's like, what did she say? She's just like, "Hi, Neil."
No, I think it was like before the chess thing, and she was like, "I'm rooting for Neil" or something, or "Go Neil,
go Neil." Yeah, we were playing chess, AB and me, and then Spencer is me and me, and then it goes to Spencer's camera. Here, let's just get it. It goes to Spencer's camera, and Ryan Faluna. From Benzinga Pro, he's got like a hot cup of coffee and like tries to sit down. He's got the biggest smile on his face. He's like, "Oh yeah, catch a load of this." Sits down, and then the chair, because like 50% of the chairs in Benzinga are just traps. They're to keep you on your toes and make you a more efficient professional. So he sat down in the chair and the back gave out and he almost fell on his ass. Okay, so I love this. I've watched this 25 times. That's how I get my morning started.
Oh, there's your mom's comment is on the thing.
Yeah, I know. It's my mom. Like, what was Neil like as a kid? Hey, he was a typical teen.
Which, I mean, all like that could mean anything. That could mean absolutely anything as a teenager. That could mean you were like getting sent home from school every single day, or you were like a straight A student.
I was so proud of her. That's why I said she must have had media trading, because she could have really ruined me. Like, there's so many things she could say just to ruin me. But she handled it extremely well, like a professional. So yeah, hey, he was a typical teen. Thanks, Mom. And if you're watching right now, thank you.
Right. You want to do 1 minute?
Say hi, Ryan.
Okay, so what I like about this, let me go back really quick. Look at his face right there. He is having a ball. This is a man who's got everything figured out for the day. He's got the top two buttons on his thing undone. You know, he's got the mug. He's feeling good. It's the NASDAQ mug in the office. Everyone wants that one because it looks really cool. So he's got the best mug in the office. Hey, Trading Grounds.
Knock it off.
I'll give it to you. Fucker. We got okay. And then here's another thing. What is Spencer doing? Okay, wearing a crown, headset, not even on the ears. So and then this is. I'm not going to dox this guy, but we all know this guy. He's an active chatter. He came to visit us. Really awesome that you came out here, man. Wish I could have come and seen you. But I was a little busy. I was a little tied up. Oh, and there it is. Oh, shit. Look at it.
Ryan, you're on the stream, by the way.
Oh, Spencer just said
you're on the stream. I know. He does not give a damn. And you know what's great about this? So first... So it's four phases actually for Ryan. Let's go back really quick. Ryan, and you can hear me wheezing in the background. That's the laughter of a young man who has asthma. Okay, so look, height. This is peak. 10 out of 10 smile. Absolute peak happiness right here. Oh yes, the chin is up and everything. All right, and then we go over. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh real shit. I'm about to dump hot coffee on my abdomen. Oh shit! And he's recovering for it. You know that this is the biggest sit-up he's done in a while. All of his muscles are tensing up. Joe kind of notices.
Whoa.
And then Ryan's face checks with Joe. Do you see that shit? Joe's like, I saw that shit.
Like, bro.
And then Spencer, we're live on Benzinga YouTube. Out like a ninja. Throws the smoke out like a ninja. Spencer, Schadenfreude, enjoys seeing people go through pain and almost fall down. Sick man, actually. Probably a serial killer. Yeah, so there you guys have it. Scratch my previous...
We were talking about the volume profile, which shout out Jake W., new father. Congrats, Jake W.
Congrats, Jake W., on your child. Being a new dad. Thank you. Thank you for bringing another technical trader into the world. All right. So, guys, I don't know. So, like I think the most recent one, you only get this so many times before it gives up. I think the line chart shows this really, really clearly with SPY. Let me delete my drawings again. rounding formation, dip, not a bull trap, but a recovery. Is that what this is? We shall see on the next episode of Get Technical. Make sure you like and subscribe. Yeah, I don't know. Lots of buy volume came in today. It could go either way. There's no way to tell, in my humble opinion. Let's look at the Qs. Similar situation. What can form here, though, is... I mean, you might be able to see it. It's more defined here on the Qs, which is going to drag everything with it. So if we do get one of these, that's going to freak people out. Might get like that little head and shoulders formation. Right now, it's just kind of a hands-off day, in my opinion, for mega cap or anything that's going to be really trading alongside this. So yeah, have you guys found anything? He almost that's a good one. Okay, do you want to look at Tesla? Let's do it. Equals MC squared. Been here. What? What did you say? Tesla ready to the moon? I don't know. Looks kind of like a hot mess. Whoops. Let's get over here. Whoops. This tool. I'm going to draw a line on these volume shelves. Doop.
Neil, after the... Oh, sorry,
well, I was just going to say, and it illustrates the sideways range that we're in with Tesla. It's not too different from sort of where we were trapped previously, except for we had this little stop loss hunting action happening. So shaking out a lot of people, then people bought right back in as soon as it got back to this level. This is the kind of thing. This is what I see as pretty obvious stop loss hunting. Give me a 1 in chat if you're familiar with the term stop loss hunting. Oh, and let's also compare Wells Fargo and Bank of America if we have time today. Shelly Serrano.
All right, I will remember that. Wells Fargo versus, you said Bank of America?
Yeah, thank you.
You bank with BOFA?
So one means you're familiar with it, right? You guys are all familiar with stop loss hunting?
Sebastian wants us to explain.
I like you, Sebastian.
Well, actually, he said...
Give me purpose.
He said explion. 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 I need explanation.
All right. Take it easy. So, yeah. Stop loss hunting is when there's a very clear level of support based on, of course, price history. That hedge funds and large money funds can very reasonably expect most retail traders to be watching. So because this level was hit so many times during this downward trend, a lot of folks probably set their stop loss. A lot of retail folks probably set their stop loss at this level. And the hedgies know that. So they said, let's drive this shiz down even lower so that all those stop losses trigger. And then we buy it up at a lower price. That's stop loss hunting. So that's something to be aware of. That's why a lot of traders that are like really... hopefully, did that explanation work? Give me a 1 if that explanation made sense, and was helpful. That's why, like, Sylvia, who I believe we have on today,
Correct.
will do a mental. Thank you. We'll do a mental stop loss. She's a very active trader. She's watching the charts all the time. She's aware of the price action. She'll do a mental stop loss because sometimes it might go past like some rigid stop loss that you'll set. And you don't want to get stopped out of what is ultimately going to be a good bounce or a good position. All right, thank you guys. Ryan Fluna with a portion of the golden ratio. Thank you. Ryan. Brian, thank you so much for everything you've been doing.
Did you know how big Ryan is?
Ryan is good. He's a good sized man.
Yeah,
That's a man right there.
I'd only met him virtually, and then I saw him like the other day, and I was like, "Bro, you're like 6'8". Like you could, I wouldn't want to fight him."
Well, no one's asking you to, Aaron.
Good.
But if you, all right,
I wouldn't want to. Remind me when we have a minute, Neil, that I may have found a little juicy bottom.
All right, so we'll talk about that in a second. With Tesla, look, this whole thing is just really trading in between these two levels. This might be something, but usually you want it to come from a more of a consistent downward trend in terms of looking at this like a double or a double bottom. But you're going to want to start liking Tesla once it breaks up above this level, which is $700. Tesla above $700 is looking like it's getting back into some good territory. And then let's go to a higher time frame to look at that price structure. Yep, there we go. So at a higher time frame, we're looking at the week chart. It becomes a lot more clear that we're looking at this sort of descending triangle, which can be a bullish continuation pattern overall. Pay no mind to these stop hunting sort of dips below. They fit in. We can even bring this down a bit. It doesn't really matter. The point is the breakout. So we want to see a break above this horizontal range, above 700, on good volume, guys, on good volume. So remember, we want to see above average volume. So I'm down here in the little volume area, and a breakout above that range. And then you can see that it starts to look like a reversal out of a downward trend. So everything else is just day trading and like risky swing trades in the meantime. Above here, investors start getting excited, and you start to get some more consistent stuff, which for me, anyone that watches the show, you know that I like trends. I'm a trend trader. Yeah, exactly. We got Obi-Wan here. Okay, so let's do, what was it? Wells Fargo? Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Okay. WFC. So these are two pretty different, fundamentally different bank stocks. BAC. Oh, okay, so he's been here. We've been here before. BAC, Wells Fargo. What was the other one? What's another big bank? And I don't want to look at the weekly.
JP Morgan.
Maybe that was a JPM. They all kind of look the same. Remember,
you got Citi.
Tyler. No, Citi wasn't one of them. Remember Tyler was on. He was talking about how one of the banks does a lot more loans.
Oh, I think it was Goldman. GS. Maybe?
They look the same to me. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, they usually trade pretty in line.
There was one that was divergent though. So there's Goldman Sachs. This looks toppy. This is sloppy toppy. All right. And then so there's Goldman Sachs looking sloppy toppy. There's which I mean, dude, you could trade within the sloppy toppiness. All right. Just recognize what's going in and just don't go long when it's about to break down past support and then break down to the next shelf here. So GS, WFC, Wells Fargo. Also, I mean, we can smooth it out. Looks like, look at this. Run, corrective phase, markup, sell off. Basic market phases. Wells Fargo. So, you'll want to see it get above about 48. To see some strength, some trend strength behind it, but it's gotten really overbought compared to history. It's like more overbought than it has been since 2018. So it's the most overbought over the past couple weeks that it has been since June of 2014. So that was the opportunity has happened and presumably passed. So that's Wells Fargo, but then let's just look at XLF. How about that? Let's just cut through the noise. So XLF is the Spider Financials ETF. Excuse me. And financials just overall, I think it's bye time because they're value sector or value group of stocks. And it seems that the rotation from value into growth is in its early days now. I think growth is going to get beat up a little bit. Everyone's going to get beat up, but still the rotation is happening. And let me get out our classic, the Swiss Army knife for all technical traders, the Fibonacci retracement tool, and bring it to this previous all-time high from back in 07, and bring that down to the low, which would be, of course, March of 09. So this is subprime mortgage crisis time. You can see that we've gotten to that previous all-time high level from back in 07. A couple that kind of got close there, sold off for a while, kind of got close there. And then COVID hit, and then getting topped out here. Now, I'm not sure where JC had me do this. Maybe it was like this level. Yeah, it was probably something like this. And this is what All-Star Charts was looking at. So they anchored their Fibonacci retracement on January 1st. So the first of the year. It's like the very beginning of the year, like one of the first trading days of the year back in 2001. They anchored the top of their Fibonacci retracement tool, and they anchored their bottom in the subprime mortgage crisis crash. And then so we've got bottom here, bottom on this line on the Fibonacci, and then you can see that each line on the Fibonacci is lining up really, really well with these bottoms. Or was this COVID? No, this is just a little bit weird. Not sure what's up with that, but we're hitting resistance here, and then this is right about where JC and his team were saying, all right, that's it for financials, and they're pretty much on the dot. We hit that high, and we haven't broken back above after this big sell-off. Remember, I'm looking at weeklies right now. I'm looking at weekly sessions on the candles. We haven't gotten back above that $37.35 price point since this big sell-off here. So that to me is looking like a trend reversal here on XLF, and probably a nice return here to this mid-range, maybe even lower, because you can see this volume shelf right here. So there's like this consolidation phase. There's a lot of buyers and sellers in this range. So that's perhaps a drop down to 31 or down to 28 there on XLF. So that's going to comprise a lot of those banks, those big banks. Greetings from Amsterdam. I'll get Microsoft, and I'll start going back through the chat. 1 week is really good to look at for trading options. Shelly, for sure. And but if you're day trading options, I like the 10-minute because Brad from Trading Grounds taught me that. That's his strategy, and I love it. Like I don't want another strategy. I don't need anything but what Brad does. Yeah, so Miles comments, XLF looks like it needs to cool off a bit. That's an impressive run on weekly. Absolutely, yeah. We're looking at weekly sessions, and it's just green, really small dips here during these corrective phases. This is just a straight up, I mean, look at the runs. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs on it on the weekly session. So yeah, that is something that you're going to want to cool off from, because why? People are going to take their profit. All right, let's look at Microsoft. And I want to hit at Palantir just because that's one I've mentioned before, and then we want to bring on Sylvia Belrock to give us a lesson on technical analysis and her perspective on the markets overall. And then also give us some trade ideas. So make sure you're sticking around. Don't touch that dial, because we've got the one and only Sylvia Belrock here. All right, so let's look at MSFT and then Palantir. I know the same thing with Microsoft. But actually, you know what? Microsoft has been taking its breathers. Microsoft has been correcting and staying in this. So I already had this drawn. Give me a 1 in chat, guys. I'm all for participation today. And you know what? If you enjoy the content, do us a favor. It really helps with the algorithms. Hit that like button. It really, really does a lot for us, so we can keep doing this, because we don't make any money on this. This is just folks from Benzinga taking an hour out of their day to hang out with you guys. So hit that like button. It helps us a lot, and it lets us know that the content is what you guys want to see. But yeah, give me a 1 in chat, guys, if you use the parallel channel tool, if you draw channels. It's not it's not like an exact science, but it is a helpful way to get an idea of the slope and the bounds of an upward or downward trend. And so that's why I've drawn this here with Microsoft, and just look at it. I mean, this is going back all the way to November of 18. And then as with any sort of general trend, it can be pretty curvy, cattywampus, but you hear the phrase "return to the mean," and then Miles is saying he uses regression channels more, which I'll actually demonstrate now. So if you guys, any of our statistics class aces, should be familiar with a linear regression. So actually, there's a built-in indicator. This is probably on some other applications as well for a linear regression. And this is just default trading view. I typed in linear regression, and all this is doing is running a. I forgot how regressions work. All right, guys, but it's calculating the slope based on closing prices in the price time period that we have here, and it's really just showing us. This is the upside of the trend, this is the downside of the trend, and this is the median. So when you're in the upside, you're looking for that bounce off that upper line of resistance. And when you're in the lower side, you're looking for the bounce off the support, the sloping support. And when you break out of that, that's when you start to really need to start looking for signs that we're breaking trend. Microsoft actually looks pretty good. It looks like it's still in trend. Looks like it's ready to return to the mean, though. Looks like it's ready to return to the mean. Stocks don't just go straight up forever. Something to keep in mind also is we're on the weekly. This is the first time that we've gotten really into overbought territory for a little while, since August of... wait, why are my years all messed up? Yeah, August of last year. So something to watch for. There might be a swift little sell-off. And then what is the last one? Okay, we're gonna look at Palantir. We're gonna bring on our guest for the day to get some trade ideas and some education. I'm liking Palantir. I'm liking it. John Moore, closing prices. I think it is based on closing prices. Almost all, like anything that's like a moving average or a channel, anything that's generated based on the prices is based on the closing price, and then you have like pivot points, and I think some, if not all, VWAP calculations are a combination of high, low, close, and open. Look, Palantir looking like a bounce. I really like it. I want to see a little bit more confirmation, but I have no problem entering Palantir. This is the weekly. Let me get over to the daily. Yeah. That is looking like the very beginning of a V-shaped reversal pattern. I know I have a lot of drawings here. Let's just get rid of them. Let's get rid of the regression thing. All right. Let's get this thing. Let's rope it in. All right, guys. Am I putting you to sleep, AB? Because I can hear you.
No, I just had to exhale. I was like holding my breath, trying to figure out if you were going to say V for Vendetta. Oh, it made me really sad.
So this pattern, actually, so sometimes you can invent things on your own without knowing that they were already invented, and that's okay. You still get to name it. So what we might be having here is a V for Vendetta or a V-shaped reversal pattern, which usually takes this shape. Boom. So I'm liking it at this level. That's looking like a bounce. I'm at least looking for a return up to the neckline here on what could be an inverse head and shoulders. All right, guys, that's enough for my beloviation stuff. We did get the V for Vendetta, so the producer AB can breathe. Let's bring all right, let's bring in our special guest for the day, Sylvia Bellrock. Whoops.
Hey, nice to see you guys. How are you doing?
Good. How are things in Las Vegas?
Good. It started to cool off. It is like around 100, so
holy shit.
That's cooling off.
Wait, it's 100 and it's cooled off?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Neil, take Vegas off your short
Yeah,
list.
no
You
way.
should
There's
do it, too.
no shot that I move to Vegas, and if I did, no shot I ever go outside.
And it rained yesterday, and actually this morning it rained. So I was really surprised to see rain here, but it does rain.
Well, that's good. That's good. That you guys are able to get access to water. So yeah, that's good. I saw one of your tweets the other day that said that you were in a gambling mood. Did you go out and hit the casinos?
Yeah, I do sometimes, but normally I know that I'm going to. So I'm not going with the perception I'm going to win, because I think gambling is just the bank always wins, and we are just the people who are trying to gamble. There most of the time they're losing, except if you have a strategy. But for me, it's just like for fun. It's nothing huge. I'm not risking a lot either. So
What do you think is a better shot on success? Getting 60-day expiration QQQ calls in the money, or putting $500 on a blackjack table?
cues.
Okay.
If you know how to read the chart, it's definitely the better option to go instead of trying to gamble. It's for sure. That's why I'm thinking, if I'm really wanting to risk money, I have to increase my risk in trading. At least I have better probabilities.
Yep. All right. So good answer. All right. Fair enough. Sylvia, would you like to share your screen with us? So
yeah, sure. I have something, and let me see. I want to bring up this time a little bit more like some penny stocks or cheaper stocks, because a lot of people in the chat are watching those. And, I started to watch them because of my people, because I'm trying to explain how they can be traded. So I'm watching this NURO, and the next one was NRBO. And when we talk about those, after that, we can talk about the overall market. So
this is Neurometrics.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you know that? Have you traded it?
Well, I just pulled it up on my chart, and I'm pretty sure it's the NASDAQ one, and it has a massive candle. It went from $3 to $9.60.
This was Neuro, NURO, yeah.
Okay. Keep going. I'll shut up.
Yeah, so basically 2 ways to trade those, because I know a lot of people are buying at highs or trying to short and get squeezed. So here are a couple of rules. I've been watching those stocks. I personally don't really bother to trade them, but I know a lot of people are doing it, and I'm trying to help out, of course. So when those stocks have short float, and when they have low float and high short interest, this is basically for you, if you're a short seller, this is a recipe for disaster. If you're trying to short a stock which is up and which has a lot of short float, and it is a low float stock, this is a bad idea. And I can show you where you can find those things. It's actually pretty easy. So always before you trade those, make sure you check those things out, because otherwise, if you're shorting those and trying to short and think this is going to go from 11 at some point to 1, yes, this can happen, but first it can go to 20, 50, and then you'll end up stuck with this and you will not have an account anymore. That's why a great idea is to check this, and you can see on Finviz normally you can check that out. So let's say NURO. You have here the stock, and you see shares float and shares outstanding 3.8 million. So this is very, very low float, and this is a stock which I personally would not short on the first day. I would wait it out for a couple of days, and maybe after that start to come up with a short idea. Also, if you have a lot of short interest, if the short interest is above, let me just remove that. It's too many ads. So if the short interest is above 5 to 10%, you should be careful as well. Which means, on the other hand, if you have this information, you can long those stocks, because they have a lot of squeeze potential. So that's a lesson what I wanted to share with you guys, because I've been watching that, and I see, unfortunately, a lot of people are trying to trade them, which is it's money to be made, of course, but you have to pay attention to some details, otherwise you might end up just squeezed.
Mm-hmm. It can be very casino-like.
Yes, those are, I'm staying away normally of those. The other one was an NRBO. So this is same thing. Just before we started our session here, went from 4 to 560 in 3 minutes. So
Okay.
yeah, that's with those small caps. Other than that, the markets have been very, very volatile recently. I don't know if you most likely have seen that this ES Dow Jones totally collapsed yesterday, and now it is back to recovery. And there are several ways to trade those as well. I traded those. I still have a position on the long side here on ES, by the way. So we're gonna discuss that. Let me show first the Dow Jones chart. YM has been very and Nasdaq. Let me show Nasdaq. Nasdaq is better. I trade them all, but Nasdaq is a little bit better. I think we talked last time, Neil, about that. I don't know if you remember. We talked about that, and we discussed that this is going very overextended, and it started to reject here the highs. And the short setup was actually 2 times you can short this. The first time is it rejected here, and after that it tried one more time, made a lower high here, as you can see. And if you see after that this reversal candle, and after that this red candle here, this is basically a huge indicator that something is going on. It cannot just push through those highs, and it's rejecting here. And this is exactly what happened. It started to to pull back a lot and went into support, broke support. And this here might lead a lot of people into going or opening a long position, which is, I think, a doable setup. But if you see after that rejection here in this area, you can see that even better on the 1-hour chart. This means that this is just not going to work. You want it if you have a long position and you wanted to see a follow through. You don't want to see a rejection right into resistance here, because what we have here short-term resistance. This is 14,834, and after that a rejection around this area. This is actually another indicator that after this huge overextension that we're going to see more lows, and this is exactly what happened. Let me open up the 1-hour chart, because you can trade it a little bit better even on the 1-hour chart. So you see here is this rejection at the highs, pull back, and after this went into the resistance, reversal candle, and confirmation, and went lower. So this is a short setup. Now, if you miss the short, there are always several ways how you can trade that. The point here is not to chase, of course. If you miss the short, you have to wait it out. At some point, this thing is going to slow down. It will not go like this forever, to the downside. And we see here, it started to get oversold a couple of times below 30 RSI, started to make a double bottom here. I think you're looking at those double bottoms. And at some point, it went higher, holding this support area. And one of my favorite setups here, going sideways. Normally, a lot of people will start shorting this, and it looks like a short on the first side. And I actually went short as I saw it, but then I realized this is reversing, and closed the position at break even and opened a long position on ES. So what happens is...
What made you realize that was going the other way?
So several things. First of all, this reversal candle. So I was short around this area. I saw it reversing, and I saw all other indices are going higher already. So they were already much higher than Nasdaq. So I see them breaking out, and I thought this is not going to continue lower. This reversal candle is not a good sign. So you want to see, same like on the long side, you want to see a fast continuation. So if this thing starts to to make a reversal candle and not to break down, and you see that the hour is almost over, because we're looking on the hourly chart here, and the candle is almost finished, and it is a reversal candle, this is not going to, most likely, it's not going to go lower. And the thing is, if I'm wrong, I can always re-enter if I see weakness. But in this case, it was a good idea, because look, it reversed. And here's another way to recognize that, because I know hindsight is always easy, but here are a couple of setups to look at, because those work very, very good. So after this huge pullback, what happens normally is you have somewhere some kind of a resistance area. And a lot of people are thinking, okay, this is going to continue lower, which can happen, But with those indices, we see that always going from one level to the next level to the upside. They just, they go high every single day almost. And if you see that it is holding a certain support area for a longer period of time, this is basically an indication that the probability for a continuation higher increases a lot. And that's why this is another factor for me to exit this trade and start looking for something on the long side. And the trade on the long side, what I was doing since yesterday was here ES, which is S&P 500. Basically what happened yesterday after this huge dump, I started to long and I started here around 4,254. So first of all, this is an oversold setup. And it was here oversold, it dumped a lot, and I had actually, at the beginning, as I opened the trade, I had a stop here around this area. I decided to remove it because I thought, this is going to stop me out and is going to continue higher. And this is what would have happened. The point here is you cannot just, after this huge dump, this cannot go another 20 points because this is normally out of the range. So you have on a daily basis certain range what those indices are being traded, and we're already in an overextended range for a normal trading on the daily basis. That's why I removed the stop, and after that it just continued higher. I added here into this area, and I'm gonna hold it or maybe close some because we're reaching resistance. It's trying to reverse here. So yeah, those are the trades. If you miss here, on the short side, just wait for this pullback and for a long signal, and you can long those.
And then for folks that aren't doing futures, I'm going to share my screen really quick, Sylvia.
Yeah, sure.
Something that so while you were doing the future for ES, I just pulled up SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500.
Yeah.
Now, it was tough to call the exact bottom here.
Yes.
But we do have this sort of volume shelf here. And then the body of our candle here is lining up with previous resistance. And then notice that if you're like Sylvia and you recognized on the hourly, so this is the day chart. Now I'm going to make mine look a little bit more like hers. This is the ETF. She has the future, so it's going to look different structurally. But we very similar. We've got this big gap down, and then we have the signs of the reversal when this big green engulfing candle came in.
Yeah.
And then that filled the gap and then took us right back up to the VWAP in this case. The VWAP is what's been serving as resistance for the day. So that's just a way to look at it from the ETF side. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, that's what it is, and you explained that very well, in my opinion. You can trade ETFs as well, You look confused.
No, I was so happy for the compliment. Thank you. So, are there any stocks that you're finding strength in right now?
Yes, I'm looking at FedEx, FDX, and JP Morgan.
Oh,
let's check them out. Those look actually pretty good. They're holding. So if we compare them to the overall market, those are holding pretty well support here. It's a little bit late. I don't like it going into resistance, but this is also a stable stock on the long term. It can be definitely traded. So this is for me a long here, and nice uptrend, pullback, holding here for some time. This 283 area. I think it will continue higher, but what I don't like is it's going sideways, and right here is resistance. That's not the best thing. But for a longer term trade, it's doable.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is SCH, and I think I brought this one so many times, but now it is setting up again, and I'm bringing it up again. So,
which is SCH?
SCH, and I think I brought.
Oh yeah, Schnitzer.
Yeah.
This is your German background coming through.
I think so, yes. So the same thing, it broke out, pulled back, now it is holding. Yesterday we had, of course, with this market, this huge red candle, but it is still holding here, and now it is having a nice green candle. So this might reverse and continue higher. Has very strong fundies, some nice growth potential, growing earnings per share. I'm looking at this stuff quarter over quarter over the past year. So this is a nice solid stock as well. FedEx and SCHN.
And guys, that's SCHN because I think that Aaron's taking a rat nap.
Yeah, and one more I had JPM, I think. Yeah, JP Morgan. So they had earnings and same pattern. Support area, came here, bounce of this area, came here one more time. Now it is trying to hold, and this is a good risk reward. So if you enter here, a stop can be placed just below, and the risk reward is actually very good because you are looking at the first target 159, and the second target is the previous high 167. So you're risking only this amount to make it to the highs, and it could continue, of course, higher.
So Sylvia, I think this is a really good example to use, JP Morgan, and you've got your horizontal levels here.
Yeah.
We've been asked a couple times. Sorry if I get your name wrong. I believe is Damith. Is asking how do you choose those price levels and add them to your chart?
Yeah. So first of all, on Thinkorswim, you can set those up, but how do you choose them? So you're looking at the previous support areas, and support means, in this case, it is the previous low. So I'm looking where was in the past previous low where the price is trying to hold. And if you look back, we see here this was this is, I think, in March. Yeah, this is in March. Tried to break out and consolidated a couple of times, tested one more time this area. So this is 147, very important support level. Broke out, and after that it pulled back. I think this was some kind of a correction here, a market correction overall. And again, bounce of this level again. So this is a very important level, and it's holding already 3 times, which means the probability that we're going to continue this level increases, and it just gives you a good risk reward. You don't want to buy the breakout where it is trying to break out and you have a bad risk reward. You want to buy when it is low and you have a better risk reward. So for example, if you buy here, let's just see as an example, if you have bought here the breakout, the problem is it can go up a little bit, but normally what happens is that they pull back, start to go sideways, and you are going to see your position on drawdown into some kind of consolidation mode instead of immediately making money. Compared to if you're buying it somewhere in this area, in the lower areas, you have just better probabilities for this stock or your trade to work out right at the moment you're buying it, because it will most likely continue to go higher, and you can move your stop, you can trail your stop loss, and on this way you can have just a better, your position better instead of looking at drawdown.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful for you, Damith, and thank you for the question. Are you watching any other stocks right now, Sylvia? I think we have time for one more.
Yeah, not really. I had some on the short yesterday on the short side, but the market gapped down, and I'm not chasing shorts. I just cannot do that. And it should be always, you have to always think what can happen after such a gap down. Yes, it can continue lower, but then the probability for a bounce increases, and you don't want to chase gap downs or gap ups in any case. That's why all those short setups are for me not valid anymore, and I have only those longs here. And for now, I'm trading those indices still. They are working actually very, very good. I like IWM. It is right at support as well, even though I'm not trading it anymore.
Wait, what?
IWM.
Oh
Russell.
yeah, IWM, of course.
Yeah. But it's already actually late, so the setup was this morning here. I don't trade it because I just had so many losses on this one, and at some point I gave up on it.
You seem to have such an emotional relationship with your assets.
Yes, I do sometimes. I do, yeah.
All right, so we're at time, Sylvia. For folks, we're getting a lot of folks saying they love how clean they keep your charts and they like the explanations and stuff. Where can folks find some more of those clean charts and those great explanations from you, Sylvia?
Yeah, so you can check out sylviabarrock.com, and I have there a free trading course, and feel free to check this out. So that's one of the sources, or you can follow me on Twitter as well. That would be great. And yeah,
get on over there and follow Sylvia Bellrock and go to sylviabellrock.com. Sylvia, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thank you, Neil. It was a pleasure. Have a good day and good trading week.
Thank you, and stay cool out there.
Yeah, bye.
All right, see ya. What time are we at? Okay. The heck is going on? Sometimes my computer's so dumb. Guys, we're at about we don't got any time left. Thanks for tuning in to Get Technical. I'm your host, Neil Hamilton. Follow me at Neil's Tweets on Twitter. We got producer AB in the house, moving it, and saluting you, the Boy Scout salute. Sorry, Shelly, got to. See you tomorrow. Yeah, and Miles, yeah, I love to see a nice clean chart focusing on the price action. Really good question from Dometh about how she sets those levels, and pointing out that they're similar to pivots. So really quick, I'll just demonstrate a pivot for those of you that don't know. Real quick, guys, did you know that only 50% of the folks that are watching right now, are subscribed?
Wait, what percent, Neil?
Only 50%.
What?
That's weird. That's super weird.
What's up? Are they smoking too much grass, dude?
I think they might be smoking too much grass. Guys, you can still smoke the grass, but also subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It really helps with the algorithm, guys. And it's really appreciated. Whatever. I'm not going to gamify it. Maybe next time. Bye, Mom. Pivots is what I wanted to demonstrate. So Snap. Someone mentioned Snap. I think it was Leah. Mentioned Snap. Very similar to what was being pointed out with JP Morgan Chase. It was trading in a sideways range, and it had those price levels that are really like sort of distinct. I just drew some lines here, and I did not pull up the pivots. I want to see what they look like when I pull them up. They're going to be a little more exact in this case. But you can see there's an S1 here, an S2 here. We got the support levels lining up with the general broad horizontal lines that I've drawn here on my chart, which are based on key levels of support and resistance that were touched over and over. Those are the levels that you look for support and resistance on, and of course, look for price to break out from or break down from. So guys, smash the like button right meow. Listen to Trading Grounds, listen to Brad Weber. And thank you so much for tuning in. Aaron, what's up next?
We've got the Benzinga Crypto Show with Catherine Ross, Aaron Thomas. We're going to be talking some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, maybe even some Dogecoin.
The title of this show is like Neil cracks the code on Bitcoin or some shit, and I didn't pull up a single... Here, we got to do it. So BTC USD. Hey, there's a Bitcoin chart, guys.
Wait, you changed my title from
your chart was like, what was it? Did you say big bad charts?
BBC? Big breakout charts. What, dude? You don't like BBC?
I don't have anything against it.
I love me some BBC.
So here's guys, don't get caught up in the acronyms, all right, guys. Here's a Bitcoin chart. We're touching the bottom. We're hanging out. Looking for a sign of a reversal. That's Bitcoin. So thanks for tuning in for How to Trade Bitcoin with Neil Hamilton. All right, guys. Thanks.
What's Bitcoin going down to?
There's no... Right now, we need to find out. I don't know.
Right. This is a telling time in the crypto world. I think
follow me on Twitter, and I'll give you a price target for
at
Bitcoin.
Neil's tweets. I'll throw that in the chat. But we got to get over to the crypto show. We will be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow we have Tim Quast on the show.
Tim Quast, market structure. All right, guys. Thanks. That's enough of us. Have a good day. Happy trading.
Doot, 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 doot.